What's up guys, it's Talha here. In this video we are going to be creating an interior scene using Revit, Enscape and Photoshop. Let's get started. So here I am in Revit, and first let's create a room here. So go here and select wall, edit type, duplicate. We'll create a 6-inch wall here. Okay, edit, and here put 6 inches thickness, and then open up the material browser and create a new material. Rename this 001 walls and go to appearance and click here to open up the asset browser, and then go to appearance library, wall paint, and I will select a white paint here. Here we have it. Load this in. Now let's change the height of the walls to 10 feet and select rectangle and just draw a rectangle here in the center like so. Now I will just change the size to 15 feet and here also 15, and now we can create the floor. So select floor, edit type, duplicate, and this also we will make 6 inches. Then we have to put that here 6 inches. Then open up the material browser and create a new material for the floor also. This will be 002 floor, and for this one I'm going to be using a texture image. So just click on this image, and here I have already separated some textures. If you want, you can download these from my website. Anyway, I will load this in and click on the image and increase the size a bit. Let's try 2 feet, and we will use the same image and apply bump. So just click on this checkbox and select the same material and put the same size here, 2 feet, and let's increase the bump amount here, and we can apply some reflectivity also. So check this box and reduce that maybe around 5 or 6. Now click OK and draw a rectangle around this room. Click finish and go to 3D. Change the visual style to realistic, and you can see we got that floor here, but I think we need to increase the size of this texture. So go to manage, materials, appearance. You can see this floor material is already selected, so just go to appearance, then open up this image and let's try 4 feet. Put the same here also, 4 feet. Perfect. Now we can just copy this floor. So select that, then copy to clipboard, click on this drop down and select align to selected levels and select level 2, and we want to apply a different material to this. So duplicate, okay, and edit, and let's apply the same white material which we have created for the walls. And now we can create the storefront here. So go back to level 1 and then architecture, select wall, and then from this drop down select storefront, or we can just use curtain wall and we will add mullions later on. So select curtain wall 1, change the unconnected height to 9 feet, and then edit type. Here you just need to check this automatically embed checkbox and then click OK and create a 12 feet curtain wall here. Let's go to 3D, and we got our curtain wall here. Now let's add mullions. So first we need to add a grid line here. So select curtain grid and then just add that here. maybe at around 2 feet. Now select mullion, then let's apply this to 2.5 by 5. Then here just click on this all grid lines and just click on this curtain wall and it will create the mullions. I will increase this size here a bit. So just hover over this mullion and hit tab key to select the grid line. Select that grid line and make it 3 feet. Now here I want to make it continuous, so just select this one, then click here, make continuous. Repeat the same here also, select this one, then make continuous, and we have created our room. Now let's create reveals on this wall. So I am going to create a new family. For that, go to new, family, and then here just look for the profile. Here we have it. Open this up and create the profile. So select line, then draw a rectangle here, 1/2 inch by 1/2, 0.5 inch. Then select this line and here also make it 0.5. Now select that and just take that to the center. Just use this midpoint and place that here. Let's load this into our project. If you want you can save it, but I will just load this into the project. And let's create a section here because we want to create reveals on this wall here. So create a section, then go to the section view and click on this drop down here, select reveal, then edit type. If you want you can create duplicate, but I will just leave it like that and change the profile. So you can see we have this family one which we have just created. Click OK, and now let's create the vertical reveals. So go here, select vertical, and then just click to create, and now click restart reveal and add another one here. We will add 4 of these or maybe 5. Then we will use dimension, and click on equal, and it will just calculate this gap and make them equal. Now delete the dimensions, we don't need them anymore. Click on constraint, and now we have created our room, and we can now place the components here. So go to insert, load family, and I have separated these components here which I'm going to be using in this project. If you want to know how to download these kind of components, you can check out the link in the description. Anyway, I will just select all of these, then open. So the components are now loaded. Let's go to top view and place them. Go to architecture and select component, and first I will place this dining table here. So as you can see, I have placed all these components, but some of these are not visible here, so we need to change the placement. Just take the section view here and go to the section view, and you can see the components placed on the floor. So you can just select them and drag and place on this table. This one also. Now let's create the camera, or before that we need to create the ceiling here. So go to the ceiling plan here, then select ceiling, edit type, duplicate, then edit and remove this layer here. Just select that, delete, and change the thickness to 2 inches, and we can apply a gypsum wallboard material to it. Just type here gypsum, select that, check this, use render appearance, and then OK. And here you can see automatic ceiling is selected, so I will just click to create the ceiling. And now change the height of the ceiling. Right now it's at 8 feet, so just change that to 9 feet. Perfect. And go to this ceiling plan and place the light. Let's place that here, and again we'll adjust the placement of this in the section view. Seems perfect, but let's change the length of these chains here. Select that component, edit type, and here we have the parameters for the chains. So let's make it 1 foot 6, then I will just reduce 2 inches, so it will be 1 foot 4, and this one will be 1 foot 3. Now click OK, and let's start the Enscape and do the rendering. So go to Enscape tab and go here and click start to start the Enscape. So the Enscape is now started, and let's create the camera view here. If you don't know how to use this, if you don't know how to use Enscape for Revit, you can check out my tutorial. I already did a detailed video on Enscape for Revit. You can just follow the link in the description. Anyway, let's go inside the room here, and you can see the best part about Enscape is that when we load our project in Enscape, we already find the scene ready for the rendering. You can see it's looking very nice, but still we want to do some changes, so let's do that. First, set up the camera view. Seems perfect to me. Let's save this camera view, go back to Revit, and in Enscape tab you have this create 3D view button. Click on that, and you can rename it. I will just leave it like that, and we got that view here, as well as in this drop down. Let's just make it favorite, so we can see, we can select this view in Enscape here. Now I noticed something here. This frame, we need to take this down. We want to place this on the floor, as well as we need to create the wall cover here and change the color of these mullions, as well as we need to create the background. So let's do all that. I will just return back the camera and go back to Revit here and pause the Enscape live updates, so we can easily edit our project, otherwise it might get slow. So anyway, let's go back to section view, and first I will just take this frame and place that on this floor here. Now let's create the wall cover here. Go to manage, materials, and create a new material here. Let's call it 003 wall cover, and I'm going to be using an image. Here I have it. If you want to download these textures, you can download from my website cadneeds.com. Anyway, let's open this up and change the scale of this to maybe 6 feet by 6, then click done. Okay, and now to apply that material to this wall face, we need to use paint tool. Go to modify, select paint, and you can see this material is already selected. Now just click on this face, and let's change the visual style to realistic, so we can see. Okay, so we need to edit the scale of this texture, so I will just go back to materials and open up the image, and let's try 20 feet, and height we'll try 10. So to give a different height here, you need to click on this button here first. Now we can give a different size here for the height. Let's try 20 by 10 and click OK. So it seems perfect now. Let's do other changes. We need to change the mullions material here, so just zoom in, select the mullion, then edit type. Here we have the material. We will just use the same aluminum material and just make it a bit darker, so you can apply tint. Just check this and just make it a bit darker. Okay. Now for the background, I'm not going to be using Enscape background or Revit, which we get here. I'm going to be using a different method to create the background image. I already did a tutorial on that, but let's do that again. Go to the top view here and create a wall. Use any wall here. I will select this generic model 6 inches and draw on this side. So storefront is here, so I create the wall on this side, and now we will apply a decal to this wall. So let's create a new decal. Go to insert and then click on decal types here, create a new one, background. Okay, and load up the image, and this image also you can download from my website. Let's load this in, and here change the finish from high gloss to matte, then click OK and apply that to this wall here. Now let's increase that. And we need to adjust this in Enscape, so I will just start Enscape again. Just resume live updates and go back to Enscape, and you can see your background here. So we need to do the changes to this. So first I will just take the Enscape here and go back to Revit and click here. Now let's adjust this. First we need to increase the wall height, so you can just select that and use this handle and just increase the wall height. Now we can edit this decal. Just select that and uncheck this lock proportions, so we can freely edit this decal. So it seems perfect to me. Now let's create the water drops on this glass. So go back to Revit, pause Enscape and just maximize this Revit window, and now zoom in here and select this curtain panel. Just hover over the corner here and hit tab key couple of times to select that panel, and edit type, duplicate, let's call it wall drops, and we can apply a material to it. Just go here and create a new. This will be 004 water drops, and now go to appearance. We are not going to use any glass material, but instead we will create our own. So first we need to replace this slider with image. So to do that, you can just click on this drop down and select image, and it will open up this dialog. Let's select this one and change the scale, or maybe we can just leave it like that and see if we need to do any changes later on. And check the bump, and for the bump we can use this image, and again if you want, you can download this from my website. Let's open that up and increase the size, maybe 2 feet. Now we need to add transparency to this material. You can see right now it's not looking like a glass, so we need to add transparency. Just check this and increase the amount. Maybe we'll make it at around 70. Let's click OK again, and see that in Enscape. So resume live updates, and you can see we got these cool looking water drops on this glass. Now I will just return back the camera. Perfect, but we need to change this glass here, because you can see I forgot to change this panel, and as well as I will create another reveal here, a horizontal reveal, and change the chain length of this pendant light here. So go back to Revit, pause Enscape, and zoom in here and hover over this wall panel here and hit tab key to select that, and then from this drop down select water drops. Now go to the section view and we will create a horizontal reveal here. Go to architecture, select wall reveal, then horizontal is already selected, so I will just place that in the center. Perfect. Let's change the length of these the chains here. Make it, first one let's try 1 foot 9, and this will be 1 foot 6, and the last one around 1 foot 4. Okay, we'll just save this project. Now go back to Enscape and return back the camera. You can see this glass is also now have these water drops. Now just return back the camera and we'll do some changes in the settings. So I will just take Enscape here and Revit on this side. Go to Enscape tab. We are already on Enscape tab, so just go here in the settings, select visual settings, and we'll create overcast effect here. So go to image or atmosphere and reduce the sun brightness to 0, and you can see it's already looking like overcast. And then we can reduce the exposure in the rendering tab here. Perfect. And as I said, we are going to be using Photoshop to add lighting to this scene. We are not going to use any Enscape lighting or Revit, so I will just make it darker. Perfect. Now I think we can export this rendering. So first change the rendering quality to ultra, and then capture, change the resolution to ultra HD, and the file format to JPEG. Now I set the shortcut key for the rendering Ctrl+1, which I am going to press now, and it will open up this dialog. Let's save that here in this Enscape rendering. And again I just remind you that if you want to learn Enscape for Revit, you can check out the video, follow the link in the description. Anyway, just click save, and you can see the rendering is now started. We will edit the lighting for this scene in Photoshop, as well as we will add light to these bulbs here. And the rendering is now exported, so I will close the Enscape and let's go to that folder. Here I have it. Open this up, and you can see it's too dark, so we are going to be using Photoshop and apply and adjust the lighting here and create a lighting effect for these bulbs here. So let's close this, and I'm not going to be using Photoshop. Instead I'm going to be using an alternative for Photoshop, which is completely free. So you just need to go to your browser and type here photopea.com. Let's open up the image from our computer. Here I have it. Let's open this up and let's create the lighting effect here. So first you need to create a new layer, and then go here, right click and select paint bucket tool and apply a black material to this layer. Just click to apply, then change this from normal to screen, Now let's zoom in here. You can hold Alt key on your keyboard and use your mouse wheel to zoom in or zoom out. So just zoom into on this side here and use the selection, use this ellipse select and create the circle on this bulb. Now go to filter, render, and here you have lens flare. Select that and we will use this lens 4 and then increase the brightness and change the position and try to take that to the center of this circle. Perfect. Click OK, and now you can use this move tool and edit the size of this. Perfect. Now just press Ctrl J on your keyboard to create a duplicate of this. Ctrl J and it will create a new layer. Now you can just take that and place on the other bulbs. Ctrl J again and place that here and place on this and place on the other light bulbs here. Perfect. Now just select this layer here and then hold Shift key on your keyboard and select this layer 1 and then right click and merge layers, and you can see the screen is now dark again, so you need to change from normal to screen. Perfect. Let's just reduce the opacity a bit. So we have created this light effect on these bulbs. Now let's work on the lighting on this scene here, and I'm going to speed up this part because my previous video was also on the same topic. So if you want a detailed tutorial on this, you can check that video out. You will find the link in the description. So I will leave you guys right here. I hope you have learned something new. So please make sure to like and share this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to turn on the post notifications and don't forget to check out my interior courses. You can follow the first link in the description. And yeah, see you guys in the next video.